Local 4 celebrates Black History Month.
I'm State Representative Jeremy Moss from Southfield, and I'm honored and happy to be celebrating Black History Month here in Michigan. This month is incredibly important, especially coming off of a wonderful celebration at the end of January of the life of Dr. King. And it's something that we need to work all year long to work at our inclusion, work at our diversity, to make sure that we're a better society. And it's really a good way to start the year, to pause and reflect and remember the Black Americans who contributed to our country and to move forward to continue their legacy throughout the rest of the year. I think my generation, stands on the shoulders of those pioneers before us who worked really hard for racial inclusion, for diversity. And I don't think that we hold some of the same grudges against one another because we don't have that historical prejudice that unfortunately was so prevalent in this country. I'm hopeful that it's my generation that can take the torch that's been passed on from leaders like Martin Luther King on through those important leaders in Detroit who helped to end racial disparities. And we can work forward together for a more inclusive society here in Michigan and the country. Southfield is an important community in this region and certainly works hard, very hard, to maintain our diversity and to maintain a welcoming and inclusive community. We were one of the first communities that supported the Martin Luther King holiday before it became a national holiday, and that's because we had leaders in our community like Barbara Talley, the first Black councilwoman in the city of Southfield, who saw diversity as a strength and worked hard, even 30 years later, is still working hard to maintain that diversity, and we're a successful city because of it. And so as we look at Black History Month, it's certainly a time to reflect on our past leaders who brought us to where we are today, but it's also kind of an action call to my generation to carry that torch and move forward with it. Learn from our history, celebrate our history, and work to make a better community together into our future. I think there's certainly a lot more that white Americans can do to further appreciate Black history in this country. And it starts with wanting to maintain an open dialogue, allowing your curiosity to prompt questions, and to ask folks, what their experience is like in this country, and to learn. Learning is important, especially in terms of race relations. If we're afraid to have those conversations, we don't move forward. We don't move forward as a people. And so I think that it's important for all Americans to lean on our Black neighbors, friends, family members, community leaders to learn a little bit more about their experience in this country. Because when we learn about that experience, it enhances us all.